Hi, one and all. This is Dr. Amit here, and I work for Amazon, and I'm also academic counselor at IGNOU. Uh, I teach psychology and other subjects, personality subject at Aurora Business College. And today we are here to speak about coping with frustration. Frustration is one of the most common used word in our day-to-day life. We'll try to understand what frustration is and how to cope with it. So let's begin with an example. Say Ria is a girl. She's a very hardworking girl, and she works a lot. She dedicates extra time to office. She does OT whenever things are required. She's always ready to help her team. However, when the promotion list comes out, her name is not there. Just imagine, she has given everything she could to the company, to the team, and whenever there is a requirement, she's always available. But there's no reward, there's no recognition given to her efforts and hard work. How bad she will feel. She will have a feeling of irritability. She will have a feeling of feeling that no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do for this company will not recognize my effort. She will be demotivated, she will be disheartened. So this kind of feeling may stop her from further performing well in the company, or may deviate from her original goal. So this is what called as a frustrating feeling. So let's try to understand one by one what exactly frustration is. Frustration is any blocker or which slows down your performance, or slows down you from achieving your goal or goal activity. Say for example, you are standing at point C and you have to reach to A. There's a direct way and there is a loop way. But however, when you started walking, there is construction going on in point B, and due to which you are not able to go ahead. Due to B, you are point B, you are not able to go ahead. B is a blocker to you to reach to A. To reach to A, now you have to take another route D to reach A. So what happened? That has first B acted as a blocker, didn't allow you to reach to A, due to which you failed to reach to A at a shorter time span. You figured out a different route D, and you followed that route D to reach A. That D is a longer route in comparison to you know C to A. So that delayed you from reaching on time to A. So here is the blocker, what B, constructing point, which stopped you reaching at A on time. So how frustrating it could be. You didn't knew that there is a construction going on, there's no update, there's no signboard. You started as per, and you found a constructing point at B, and then you had to change, you had to find a way to reach to A, which you didn't knew, which made you reach at A on late. So you were late. So that is a very frustrating situation. So that is what a frustration is, that if it's any activity which stops you from doing something which is related to your goal, is a blocker. That blocker is called blocker, or that slowing down process is called as frustration. So now, when we talk about factors which cause frustration, there are three major factors which are the major causes for frustration: are privation, deprivation, and conflict. We'll try to understand them one by one. Now let's try to understand privation. Privation is something when you experience a lack of something which is required to fulfill your goal, that make you feel frustrated. For example, say you want to pursue a course in medical MBBS. You want to become a MBBS doctor. You have prepared very well. You have cleared all the entrance exam. You had a very good position ranking in PM pre-medical test examination. However, the fees which is required to complete that course of 5 years is very high, and your family does not have is not financially strong enough to support you for that. Even the scholarship fees is very high, and you will not be able to give that fees, so due to which you will not be able to enroll yourself for that particular course. If you are not able to enroll your course, you will not be able to become a doctor, because to become a doctor you need to do MBBS degree through a medical college, and to get into that college you need to pay the fees, which is very high. So the financial strength over here act as a roadblocker, so you're not able to enroll yourself because of that. So this kind of frustration which comes inside you will be called as privation. So if a person experience the lack of something relevant to desired goal, then he or she may feel frustrated. Over here, lack of experience is what? Financial strength. You're not financial secured enough to enroll yourself into MBBS. Your desired goal is to do a MBBS degree, and your lack of experience here is financial strength. Both are directly related to each other. You don't have financial strength, you cannot become a doctor. That's a straight thing. And if you're not able to get your desired goal, you will be frustrated. And this kind of frustration is called as privation. Now let's try to understand what is deprivation. So deprivation is also a kind of frustration in which frustration is caused if goal-directed activities are blocked or interfered. One activity interfere with other, or one activity is causing a blocker to achieve your goal. For example, over here you are preparing for career advising exam. You have prepared well, you are financially strong, and you are very intelligent also. However, you met with an accident and your hand got fractured, due to which the doctor has told you not to work for or not to indulge in any physical activity for next 4 weeks. Your exam is after 2 days, so you will not be able to write your exam. Over here, you are intelligent, you are financially strong, you have prepared well enough to write the exam, you have the capability to clear the exam. However, you met with an accident and your hand got fractured, due to which you failed to write that exam. Failing that commitment stopped you from becoming a career advisor. It reduces the chances of you for becoming a career advisor, because that entire 1 year will be wasted. You have to prepare all together again till the next examination comes. So over here, you are not able to write exam because you were injured. That injury is a roadblocker for you who's stopping you from becoming a career advisor, and that will cause a frustration in you. That kind of frustration is called as deprivation. Now let's try to understand what is conflict. When you have differences and people don't agree on one common ground, they argue, and that causes a friction based environment, and this causes a stress among themselves. Why one person is not able to understand other person, or why other person is not able to agree with the first person. So this kind of scenario or this kind of situation is called as conflicting situation. Now over here, there are three kind of situation which can cause frustration in person's life. One is approach to approach conflict. Second is avoidance conflict, and third is combination of the one and two, that is approach and avoidance conflict. Now when we talk about approach conflict, let's try to understand what exactly approach to approach conflict means. Now, frustration can also be caused by conflicts between two goals. Now, two goals are, can be equally attractive goals and can also be equally unattractive goals. So, at equally attractive goals will come under approach conflict, and equally unattractive goals will come under avoidance conflict. So, let's try to understand the situation over here. So, for example, you are offered a project in Dubai, which is a very high salary figured, six-figured, seven-figured salary job. But however, you are not allowed to take your family to Dubai. So now over here, you will have in your you have an approach. you, there are two things you can do. One is you take up the opportunity, go to Dubai, work, earn good amount of money, send money to your family. B, do not accept the offer, stay with your family, and work here with the same amount of salary which you are receiving from the company. Over here, both are conflicting, because if he goes to Dubai and he is able to earn good amount of money, but he will miss his family. His family will also miss him. There will be many occasions. There will be many memories with both sides will be missing, and that's one thing. And that kind of comfort zone will also be missed by both. Like presence, your presence will always be missed in your family, and your family's presence will always be missed over there. So over here, the person will be in a dilemma that whether he should accept the opportunity or he should not, which is what more important for him. So that decision will be very conflicting, because one goal is conflicting the other goal, and both of them together are not possible. So that is one thing which will sadden him, that will make him feel bad, that will make him frustrated. Why both things are not possible? Why can't I be with my family and you know uh, earn good amount of money? Why do I have to go alone? Those kind of things will come in his mind, and that may create a friction in his mind, and that kind of conflict is called as approach, because he has opportunities for both and he has to pick one. So that's one thing. Now when we talk about the second concept, that is something called as your approach sorry avoidance conflict. So when it is something like an employee asked to choose between a lucrative assignment um, in a far off place, and giving up his or her chances of advancement by continuing in his or her hometown, will be an avoidance conflict, because choosing between equally undesirable states are there. He has to pick up a attractive job outside his home city, and leaving home is not a comfortable situation for anyone, to go in a new place. And why will a person will go in a new place and start looking for better opportunities in comparison to his hometown, his or her hometown? So that kind of situation always a person would like to avoid. That will be the last resort, that a person is coming out of his hometown and started looking opportunity to different places, when this will only happen when there are no job opportunities or better career enhancement opportunities in his hometown. So that kind of situation will be called as avoidance, and that will create a conflict in his mind, whether he should go out or not, whether he should explore new things or not, whether he should take a new lucrative job or not, which he project which he is offered to. So those kind of situation will create a conflict in his mind, and both over here are avoidance goal. He doesn't want to go out of his city. He doesn't want to switch his job. He wants to have a better career in his home country only, home city only, inside with his family. So he doesn't want to relocate. But situation is like that he has to relocate and work in a different city. So that is a avoidance conflict. Now let's talk about approach avoidance conflict. So it's a combination. So you get an offer from a place, a very good offer from a place, and you're not aware of that place. You don't know anything about that place, and though the salary is very good, but you will be in a conflict. There will be a conflict in a mind that I don't know this place. Should I go there and join, pick up a job over there? Let's take a example. There is a place called Nigeria. Say suppose Nigeria, and you're offered a job role over there in say X company as a project manager. You have a seven-figure salary, but Nigeria is a very notorious place. It's a scam place, and there will be questions in your mind whether I should go there or not. Is this job is genuine? Will I be paid? Or made well? Will I be able to get uh, will I be secure and safe over there? So those kind of things, you have an approach that you will be a project manager over there. You have a figure salary, and you will be working under X company. So these are the positive side. What are the avoidance side? You don't know anything about the company. You don't know that you will be safe and secure over there. You don't know that is this job offer is genuine or not? Is it a scam or not? So these will be avoidance things. So those both opposite things will fight in your head, and due to which you will not be able, there will be a problem in decision making process picking up a right decision. So that kind of conflict or that kind of situation in your life will be called as approach to avoidance. You have approach to go to abroad and earning good amount. Avoidance, you don't know anything about the job, about the place, about the security of your life. So these are two opposite things, and that is fighting inside you. This is what is called, this situation is what called as approach avoidance conflict. So mind you, all these three kinds of conflicts will cause you frustration in your life. So you have, and that can hamper your decision making process also. You can, there are times due to them you'll take right decision, there are times you will take wrong decisions. So you have to uh, have an idea about them, and how to deal with them completely depends on what your priorities are. You can overcome these conflict when you're very clear about what is your priority and what exactly you want. But if you have confusions, and if you want both the sides, which is very difficult and next to impossible, then you may land up in taking up wrong decisions because of these conflicts happening in your life, and will raise the bars for frustration in your life. Now let's try to understand furthermore dynamics of frustration. Dynamics of frustration, it's very important that we should know what is dynamics of frustration is. It is very important that anything which we talk must there should be a way to represent them in numbers. So dynamics of frustration helps you in calculating or quantifying frustration. So frustration, let's talk about more about the formula. There's a formula to calculate it. So when frustration is equal to function of expectation of achieving the goal multiplied by variance, that is attractiveness of goal, multiplied by the opportunity to achieve the goal in near future, plus I is the investment of effort and other inputs in achievement which you're putting in, and P is the public knowledge of expected experience achievement. Sorry. So this is the formula of frustration. We'll see a few examples to understand them. Uh, in this formula, if you observe, the first three things are you know in this formula, if you see, first three variables have a multiplicative function, that is they enhance frustration faster. If one of them is zero, the resulting frustration will also be zero. So that is how it works. Let's talk about an example. Say if Anna, who doesn't have any expectation to get promoted, and when the promotion list comes out, she will not be that much frustrated because she was already aware that she will not be getting promoted, or she already had an idea that she didn't work enough that her name will come in the promotion list. So the frustration level will not be high. It will that I didn't got promoted. Now when we talk about other thing, like similarly, if getting promoted not seen as attractive or valuable, then there will be a very less probability that the person will get frustrated. So this is what happened with Anna. So Anna's goal was not to get promoted. So when the list came out, and when she found that she didn't got promoted, or she wasn't promoted, she didn't felt bad because she was aware, somewhere she was aware, or she had an idea that she will not be getting promoted in this coming quarter. So it will not hurt her, or it will not demotivate her that much. The level of frustration will not be very high in that. It will be very low in this. Now opposite to that, when we talk that there are if there are more attractive, if the person is more attractive to the goal, then the frustration caused by the cost and the obstacle in achieving the goal will be high. So if you have a attractive goal in your life, there are many there are high probability that you may have a lot of obstacles in your life to achieve that goal, attractive goal. And to to while crossing these obstacles, there are high chances that each obstacle or some of the obstacles causes frustration in your life. So see, there are two things. One is you are not focused on goal, the goal, or you are not attractive towards getting achieving the goal. So if you don't achieve your goal, you are not affected. But secondly, if you have a goal in your life and you're serious about it, and you have obstacles in your life for achieving it, then you will be frustrated and you will feel bad if you're not able to achieve it. So there is another side of the coin in this. So for example, you have multiple opportunities. The more opportunities you have, lesser chances you have of getting frustration. Let's talk about the same girl, Anna. Anna didn't got promoted or wasn't promoted in this list, but she knew that she has other opportunities through which she can get promoted. So, like, if so Anna foresighted it. Anna knew that there are possibility that she may get promoted in a different opportunity. So, because she already saw that there is a possibility of her getting promoted very soon in a and that due to which she will not be frustrated in this promotion list if her name was not there. So like I said, if her name didn't popped up in this promotion list, she's already aware that she will get promoted very soon, and that kind of feeling will not allow her to get frustrated, because she's aware that if not, if doesn't matter if her name didn't came in this or her name wasn't present in this promotion list, but she has another opportunity, and through that opportunity she will get promoted in next list very soon. So it is said that the more opportunities one has for achieving the goal soon, the less is the frustration caused by deprivation of the goal in the given time. So it's very clear, the more opportunities you have, the lesser chances you will have to get frustrated, because if you fail in A, you may succeed in B. If you fail in B, you may succeed in C. If you fail in C, you may succeed in D. So like that, A to Z, there are opportunities in your life. If you fail in one, there are high chances that you may get successful in others. So that is how things goes. Now let's try to understand further about that. Let's discuss about the next two part of the formula, which is in addition form. They are effort invested and public of expected reward. Let's try to understand them. So they add to the frustration, but not in the same way that the way the multiplicative factors does. So the more effort one has invested in the process of achieving goal, so there are higher chances of frustration of deprivation of the goal. So let's talk about Anna. Anna worked very hard, but she didn't got promoted. She didn't got promoted. That's the reason she got frustrated. She worked hard. She dedicated herself towards the work. She completed her task. She reached the goals of the company required, uh, you know, but she didn't got promoted. She wasn't promoted, and that caused frustration in her life. Now, there's another scenario. Most of the people knew or had an assumption that Anna will get promoted because she had given a lot of effort, time for achieving this, achieving or to make this project successful. However, her name in the promotion list was missing. It went, it was against the expectation of people. It was against the expectation of Anna. Due to some reason, the company took a decision not to promote her. What was that? Irrespective to that, majority people had an was an assumption Anna will get promoted. Anna was an Anna had expectations that she will get promoted, but both failed. One, she felt disappointed that her hard work was not recognized by the company. Two, majority of people, what they will think. What was the reason behind of her not getting promoted? So there are two things which will aggravate or which will increase frustration in her life. One, not getting a reward for her work. Two, majority of people were aware or got to know that she wasn't rewarded for her work. So that's one scenario. And let's talk about the other way. So Anna, who wasn't aware that she is going to get promoted, and majority of the people were there, and they left in between, assuming that award ceremony is over now, nothing, just thank you or thanksgiving is left, and they left. However, just before Thanksgiving, her name was announced as, you know, um, as a candidate to be promoted. None of the people were there. Very less number of people were there. She will get excited. She will get happy that she got promoted, but she will feel bad that her name was announced not at a right time, and majority of the people left, and that kind of recognition which others awardee or promoters got or received, she didn't got an opportunity or chance to feel the same. She had her name was announced at a right place. She could have expressed her happiness among the large number of people in comparison to a fewer set of people who were present at the time of her name announcement. So there is an example. These are two contradictory examples. In both ways, she will feel frustrated. So that is the additive part. Now let's try to understand. Let's try to understand cyclation process. Cyclation process of frustration starts with the word disappointment. When you're disappointed, you will show a pattern of behavior. That pattern of behavior will tell that you're entering in a frustration cycle or you're entering in a hope cycle. Your frustration cycle, when you're entering in frustration cycle, you will go under these four stages: adaptive deterioration, isolation, desirable perception, and defensive behavior. So whereas a hope cycle, your mode will be more realistic, and you will have realistic analysis, you will have exploration, you will have isolation, and then you will be able to solve the problem. Now let's do a deep dive. First, we'll try to understand what is frustration cycle. When you are frustrated, how frustration starts. It's all starts with disappointment. You're disappointed, and when you're disappointed, you will lose the flexibility of your work. You lose the flexibility. When you lose the flexibility, and you're not able to work properly, you will disappointed, and this kind of disappointed will cause adaptive deterioration. How? So say for example, you are disappointed with your work progress. If you When you're disappointed, you will start neglecting your work, you will not give proper attention, you will make mistakes, and that will cause delay, or that will delay in your work or failure in your commitments. And this kind of behavior will get included in you, or will be observed by different kind of people. This phenomena is termed will be termed as adaptive deterioration, because you're adapting towards the degradation of your work profile. Earlier you used to do very good work, but due to certain reason you're disappointed with your work, and due to that you started showing a trend in deterioration of your work, not paying attention, making mistakes, not completing your task on time. So there's a pattern coming out where from you've been You fell from A1 to A10. So it's not a good sign, and this all happened because of one disappointment or a couple of disappointments happened in your life. Now comes about your isolation. So the frustrated person may be annoyed with himself or herself for such deterioration, but continue to stay in the same state. You're disappointed. You're not improving. You're not trying to improve, but you will continue to stay in the same state. Okay? And often others will not approve the situation or such kind of behavior. The person, then feels and becomes isolated and then tries to cope up with the situation as well as the way he or she can cope up with that situation and tries to come out of it. So that is the isolation part. And then when we talk about the third thing is, distorted perception. A person will have a different kind of perception in his mind, that he worked so much and he didn't got promoted or he didn't got rewarded. That means, he will start, thinking that he is not good enough to get promoted, or he is something he's the reason for the frustration producing events. So isolation basically leads to aggregation and distorted perception of the situation. So you're in isolation, that got aggravated, and the, that aggregated give birth to distorted perception of the situation you are into. A frustrated employee may see his or her boss as being as being in collusion with others in creating the disappointment. He will put everything on his boss, that the reason why he failed is because of his or her boss. The reason of his disappointment is his or her boss. Now, he or she is likely to see himself as a victim. He will start thinking that he's a victim by, and he is not, his boss or his superiors or her boss or superiors didn't, judge him or didn't judge him properly. They were biased. They gave opportunities to other people, not to him or her, and due to which he or she couldn't express or couldn't deliver the desired results as per the expectation. Their bosses were biased, and they'll start playing blame games. They will start focusing themselves, or they will start highlighting themselves as a victim, and they will not, instead of doing, and they will not try to improve the situation. They will start assuming things which may not be right. So these couple of things all clubbed together will give birth to a frustration producing events. And in response to such distorted perception, the frustrated person is likely to show behavior, and will try to escape or defend himself or herself with the explanatory reasons why this or that happened, and against the anxiety which he will be representing. Now, even to enhance his self, esteem and self responsibility, he'll try to come up with reasons to defend himself. So that's one thing which distorted proportion a person who's in undergoing frustration cycle will start showing up. Now, what is defensive mechanism? Defensive behavior is, you'll try to defend yourself. uh, the word defense is, is trying to protect yourself. So whatever the anxiety you are showing it to the people due to frustration, you will try to defend it with the reason why this kind of behavior you are showing. um, and this does not solve the problem, but it helps to reduce the anxiety. So, the frustrated person may deny that he or she is disappointed, or may see designs by several people jealous of his or her ability or popularity, or may see, something. So, people will start thinking that, I'm popular, I'm very good in this work. That's the reason why people are jealous with me, and that's the reason they are causing obstacle in my growth. And they'll try to make themselves feel better with coming up with these created creating excuses. So in the next section, they will start, like I said, and they will start being very defensive to the distorted perceptions which are appearing in their behavior. They will come up with reasons, more and more reasons, explaining why this kind of behavior they are presenting it. So that is what the defensive behavior does, because if anybody points, you will immediately you will immediately try to tell the reason why you did this or that, rather than accepting it. So that is a human behavior of it. Now let's try to understand the frustration cycle with an example. Say there is a person called Shashank Banerjee. He joined Infosec company as a management trainee. For 6 months, he worked very hard, efficiently. Whatever he was told, he delivered it. After 6 months, when the promotion list comes out, his name was not there anywhere in the list. He wasn't promoted. He was shocked. He was demotivated. He felt bad that he wasn't rewarded for his work. Reason of because of this disappointment, he started neglecting his work. More delays in his projects were seen. A lot of mistakes were seen in his project, and a kind of perception was reflected in his behaviors, where he assumes that his hard work will not be rewarded. Nobody recognize his work, and that uh, will not help him, or that will not allow him to work better in his job role. And this kind of behavior, which I have explained before, is a adaptive distorted deterioration. So he has he is his attitude will show trends of deterioration from excellent to worst. So, and how it does this happen? Because of the disappointment, he expected to get promoted. He worked very hard and he wasn't promoted in the first list. Made him frustrated, and he stopped giving time and value to his work for which he was hired for. Now, that is how Mr. Banerjee had entered in the frustration cycle. Now let's try to understand what is hope cycle. Hope cycle also starts with disappointed. You are disappointed. Okay, when you are disappointed, you will find the reason of the disappointment in your life. When you find the reason the disappointment, you'll analyze it, you'll work on it, and that you will explore alternatives of that. What can be done to avoid that disappointment in your life? After exploration, you will go into isolation and you club all the dots together, and you will find that this was the main reason and the cause of your disappointment. Once you have done the realistic analysis and exploration of disappointment, you will find out ways to avoid that kind of disappointment in your life. That is called as problem solving. Now let's try to fit Mr. Banerjee into it. Mr. Banerjee didn't got wasn't promoted in the first promotion list. He was disappointed, very much disappointed. He tried to understand why he wasn't promoted. He met with his boss, he met with different people, he tried what was the mistake he did in his work in 6 months span, that due to which the management didn't offered him an opportunity to work at a senior level. Once he did that realistic analysis of that, he tried to explore more and more what he can do to improve himself, so that his name comes in the next promotion list. Once he has done the realistic analysis, the reasons why he wasn't promoted, the reasons what he can do to achieve his target, and his name reflects in promotion list, clubbing together, he will go in isolation. He will put all the results of realistic analysis, and he will put all the results of exploration, and studying both of them, he will find a problem. Once he has the problem and he has the solution in realistic and explorative manner, he will be able to solve his problem. Once he has done he once he has analyzed his weaknesses, once he has found out his all opportunities, he will be able to eliminate all the strengths and weakness, and he will be able to achieve his ultimate goal. So Mr. Banerjee, when he was disappointed, he had two ways: either to enter into a frustration cycle, that is the blame game cycle, or to find out a way where he can improve himself and become a better employee. The choice is yours. So and that is what about cyclation processes. And now let's try to understand how do you manage frustration. There are different ways of managing frustration. One is, listen to the feelings of your staff. So the first step of a manager is to try to understand feelings and views of your teammates, associates, or subordinates. What is making them frustrated? What is making them demotivated? And when you talk and when you understand their problem, you will be able to come up with a solution which will reduce the level of frustration, and that will help them in improving their working standards. All Not only their working standards will improve, the employee manager relation will also will get improved with that. So it's very very important that your senior must know your feelings and what are you going through, so that they can come in a collaborative manner and work as a team and improve situation and can create a better working environment, which is frustration free. Now, share feeling of disappointment. If a manager is able to level with subordinate, he or she may feel be able to reach out to him. So the manager should be flexible enough and must have a communicative mode or flexible enough that an employee feel comfortable with him or her, and whenever a problem comes or whenever a disappointing feeling comes, he or she can approach the manager and share his feel or her feeling of disappointment, so that they can work as a team and overcome that disappointment and improve the working culture. Now comes out, share the feeling of guilt if you have any. So sometimes the manager may partly contribute to the disappointment of the subordinates. Now he or she may build high expectations with the surroundings, and when the employee fail to deliver that, so that will cause a disappointment to the manager. He expected a high level, and the employee had given a middle level of performance. So it's for example, he or she promised something to an employee who does not eventually get it. In such situations, manager usually have a tendency to explain the reason of disappointment. Before any explanation is given, however, the manager may share the feeling of guilt arousing expectation. So he expected a high expectancy from his employee, and he had promised his employee, if you reach this, you will get that. However, the employee didn't met that expectation, or he failed to meet that expectation. At that time, manager cannot give him what he promised, because the employee failed to deliver the expected results. So he has to come up with in front of employee, stating that this is the reason why he was not able to, or he is not in a situation to give you what he promised, and that is making him feel guilty. But ultimate goal was there, that you were expected this, and after delivering this, you will get what was promised to that. So if that kind of communication happened between a manager and employee in a better manner, the disappointment level will be very less. It will not be very high. It will not impact the relationship between manager and employee. Help the staff to accept and confront reality. So the manager modeling behavior in sharing feelings and owing up the feelings of guilt may help subordinate own up their feelings or responsibility, um, of anger, disappointment, and they may help in taking next constructive steps. When they understand that this is why he was the manager was disappointed, or this is why the promised thing was not given to them, they will move ahead and they will work in a manner that they meet the expectation, organization expectation, and they complete the task which is given to them. So it is very very important that you must complete the expectations. Now let's try to understand how the staff access damage caused by frustration. You need to understand, and you need to make your employees understand that this kind of frustration can create an imbalance in their working standard and environment, and that can damage the work culture. So you have to explain them pros and causes. Based on that, a better working place or situation, working scenario can be created. Develop alternatives to solve problem. You must have as many as alternatives to solve a problem. If one fails, second should be there, second fails, third should be there. So there should be different policy, the alternative ways you must have to solve it. So that is how you will manage your frustration. Now let's try to understand modes of coping in various categories and related behavior. There's a small chart or a table which I'm going to discuss. It's a very brief thing. Let's try to understand the summarized table. So we are going to study three things in this table. One is mode of coping, that is defensive mechanism. Various categories of behavior represented by a person. the associated behavior of people related to these categories. So let's try to understand first aggregation. Aggregation, there are four categories under aggregation. One is general aggregation, second is target directed aggregation, third is self directed aggregation, and fourth is displaced aggregation. Wow, there are four kind of aggregation. Wonderful. So, first kind of aggregation, how a person will represent is a general aggregation. The person who is undergoing aggregation will show, irritation, restlessness. He will be showing violent and destructive behavior. So that is how he will present himself. When you see this kind of behavior in a person, you should understand that he's undergoing a general aggregation. Now, when it comes about specific target directed oriented thing, then the aggregation is called as target directed aggregation. So when a person is undergoing target directed aggression, he will show that he is angry, he is blaming other people, hospitality issues. Those kind of things will be there. Now, when we talk about self-directed aggregation, he will be blaming things to other. Now, displaced aggression is something, aggression directed to different people more than others and which cause disappointments. So these kind of aggression, when a person shows, you should understand that the defensive mechanism which a person is reflecting to other people or around him or her is aggression. Now let's talk about regression. There are three kind of regression. One is retroregression, premeditation, and stereotype. Retro is something you're going back to your old behavior. Primitive is something you have not done in the past, you're trying to do it now, and you will show signs of immaturity. Stereotype is something, you are losing all flexibility and reverting back to fixed deceptive behavior. So when these kind of behavior are represented in by a person, then you should understand the defense mechanism portrayed by him or her is regression. Now, when we talk about fight, there are four kind of categories a person will show as a defense mechanism: apathy, withdrawal, denial, and fantasy. Apathy is something, indifferent to frustrating situation, and you're neglecting it. You're not just neglecting that you're frustrated. Withdrawal is something you're withdrawing from the situation mentally or physically. Denial, that you're not ready to accept that this is what happened to you. You will never accept, or you will deny that you are frustrated. uh, Fantasy is something you're trying to escape yourself from unpleasant feeling. You daydream, those kind of things will be there. So when a person is showing these kind of things, that means that kind of defense mechanism is called as fight defense mechanism. Now comes about exploration. Exploration consists of rationalization, alternative generation, self action, action by others, and joint action. So this will lead, when a person will start showing, will start giving you reasons for his or her actions, and start explaining for reasons why she is frustrated. That is rationalizing. He's trying to rationalize, he's trying to give you reasons behind his frustration. So now when some tries to continuously searching alternative solutions for his existing problem. He start exploring things about it, and why, and how this happened, why this happened, how this can be solved. That kind of situation will be called as alternative generation. Self action exploration, it means you're exploring or searching for solution, like I said. Actions, self action by others. Now there's another term called as, एक तो आप self action खुद ले रहे हो, दूसरा self action by others. That will come expecting others to solve the problems or requesting for help. You're going to other person asking help from him to solve his exist or solve your existing problem. That is self action, um, and action by others. They're two different things. Action, self action, you're searching things, ठीक है, for and finding solution for your problems. Action by others, you're reaching out to other people, asking help for it, and getting a solution for your problem. Joint action means collaborating with other people and analyzing your problem and finding a solution for it. So this is what modes of coping, various categories and related behavior. So when you see these kind of things, you try to understand that the person is undergoing this, and that is the way he is trying to cope up with the existing frustration. So with this, I would like to end my session, and I hope it was an informative session. And thank you for patiently listening to me. Have a wonderful day.